Hello everyone, and welcome back to the forest garden. It's the 27th of June today, and I've missed you all. Sorry I haven't seen you for a while. As ever, there are myriad clips from this year on my laptop to make an epic montage sometime soon. But life has been a little hectic of late, and this is just a quick update to say I'm still here, I'm still making videos, even if they do take a while to get uploaded. And I thought I'd just show you how beautiful the garden is. It was a glorious sunny day yesterday. Today is a little overcast, so we've had all the seasons in a couple of days, typical for Britain. And at the moment, this morning, I've just got back from work for a couple of hours, and I'm picking some Logan berries. There are many more than this, but I've only just started picking before I had the inspiration to make a video. Unlike raspberries, Logan berries, or this particular kind, the Buckingham Tayberry, are only ripe when they're a very deep crimson colour like this, not red like a raspberry. And they are so succulent. You suck them like sweets. They have a very unique, sweet, tangy flavour. And it's perfect just here. I've said in previous videos, but this little section of the forest garden represents a finished section of the garden. I mean, no garden's ever truly finished, but I mean, it's well enough established so that it really can just be left alone. And it consists of the previous mentioned Logan berries that are just bounding beyond their patch. It has some quinces just here. What are they called? I've talked about them only this morning. I can't remember the name. They are quinces of sorts. And to the left we have my favourite Rosa Rosa with its huge perfumed apothecary flowers, very rich with oil, and there are already some rose hips starting to develop. The world's biggest rose hips on Rosa Rosa. They'll be ready in the autumn, red in colour and ready in nature. There is Japanese plum, or loquat, just there, and towering above it, one of the many fertility powerhouses of the forest garden, the Italian red alder. And growing up that is a honeysuckle. So many plants, companion planted, growing together in a maintenance-free little guild. Elsewhere in the garden, this is the old demonstration garden that has now just become a mixed plot for perennials, like my favourite perennial kale, a few hardy annuals like some leeks and garlic and onions that are growing in there, surrounded by various fruit trees, lots of blackcurrants coming on, dwarf apple trees, cherry trees, more blackcurrants. It's a very, very curranty year. The month of July is nearly here. The month of July, berries I spy. Fruit as far as the eye can see. Far too much fruit just for me. So I must try to make a food forest pie. It doesn't look like much on camera, it just looks like a lot of green, but there are many specimens in there. Having a child on site, we thought it was safer to have all the beehives in one area in a fenced off apiary rather than dotted around the garden as they were before. That's better from a management and safety point of view, but it does mean that when the bees swarm, the swarms are less likely to be caught, because bees like to go as far away as possible from where they came from. So to combat that, there are two hives that aren't in the apiary. I have the national hive that I'm using as a warray, the traditional warray hive, and another donated Ware hive from my friend Sam. And oh look, the shepherd's hut's looking good. My dad's come over to paint it, so it's changing from blue to a more in-keeping green. As ever, I can't show you everything, but just wanted to walk over and show you the Siberian style log hives that are in the hedge. There's one here, hidden in this north hedge of birches and poplar trees, the north windbreak. Ignore that dilapidated WBC hive, the real log hive is behind it. So there's one log hive at the north end and another at the south end of the garden in the perimeter hedge. And the idea is, because they're a long way away, equidistant from the apiary in the middle, where most of the beehives are, if any bees multiply and swarm, they'll be they'll live in one of the two log hives, and then when they're ready they will then swarm back and repopulate one of the vacant hives in the apiary, of which there'll be a few more soon. Do you remember the elder tree that I mentioned in that video? 10 tall animal tales from the forest garden. This is the tree the fairies planted. I wished for it and they provided the next morning. But at the time, the shepherd's hut was just here and it was growing right by the door. But now the hut is finally moved on to its new plinth, where it's now not sinking into the ground. I'd love to have showed you the garden on a less windy day and when the sun was shining, or maybe at dawn or dusk when the shadows are long and the light is golden. However, I haven't, so you've got it again on a grey day like this. This donated geodome is looking rather fantastic inside. Tilly has planted up lots of seedlings, so there will be some actual annual vegetables this year. There are still a few perennial vegetables left in the grass, but mostly it's nuts, fruits, honey and mushrooms, because a lot of the perennials have been lost, except for the ever-enduring perennial leeks, living truly up to their name. Look, even some little purple allium seed heads are starting to form. There'll be bulbs, and those bulbs will bend over, touch the ground and cover the garden in leeks. There are other leeks in the garden, many things, but they're all hidden in the grass and they're not for now. As you will see in the update video that encompasses both spring and summer of this year, 2024, you'll see the progress of the animals, all the new hatchlings, ducklings and chicks. But just for a moment, I will show you. That end is Duckingham Palace, the wet end where the ducks like to live, and this end is Cluckingham Palace, where the chickens like to live. They're not separated, but they just tend to stick to their sides. Hello, chickie. I'll let you out soon. Hello, duckies. You can come out soon too. But for now, just enjoy your muddy pond. Hello, duckies. So that's the wet end. This is the dry end, where the chickens have dust baths and forage. And this week's task is training the chickens to use the treadle feeder. And they are doing, they're doing very well. The chickens mastered it in about 2 days, whereas the ducks took a week to learn to use the pedals. Not because they're less clever per se, but they're just more enthusiastic and they don't stop and think. They tend to think afterwards, like myself most of the time. But they got the hang of it now, and they take it in turns. They're still on chick crumb at the moment. They do like the occasional juicy slug, but at the moment they're not allowed out because there was a fox attack last week. A juvenile fox followed me into the pen and snatched little Chucky Ducky from behind me. Hello, Pango. You have already had your breakfast. You are trying to trick me, aren't you? Saying, I haven't been fed today. I know better. Still love you though. Hello, hello. Go and catch some more rats, like that fat one you got yesterday. And as for you, lazy geese, you're doing a great job keeping the grass down here, but they don't tend to want to wander any further at the moment. Oh, all right. What's a goose's favourite subject at school? History. And a snake's favourite subject? Science. Sorry I'm taking ages, I was making a video. Sorry I'm taking ages, I'm just making a spontaneous video. I'll pick some raspberries and Logan berries in a minute. Yeah. Okay, better get back to breakfast. Very nice to see you all again. See you all very soon with a longer update. Bye.